So, to give a little bit more context, to understand that there are millions of people on Earth that are sick, very sick. And they're so sick, actually, that they've gotten used to being sick. And now their normal life is just being sick. And they have symptoms like weight gain, chronic fatigue, brain fog, like I mentioned, skin rashes, chronic acne. Um, there's even certain like twitching, restless leg syndrome, arthritis, muscle problems, chronic back pain, heart problems. You can get a lot of like stomach acid, acid reflux, digestive issues, depression, anxiety. This is like it all starts in the diet. It all starts in the diet because again, it's so important to understand that the society that we've all been born into has already had 100 years of industrial activity of materials being burned into the atmosphere, into the food. There's been over 100 years of domestication of crops like wheat and corn. These kind of crops are so heavily genetically modified where they're man-made foods. They're not like wheat and corn is not even natural food anymore. It's like it's a man-made food, and that's why it's not good for your body. That's not even to mention the kind of diets that we were raised on, like at least for me, the kind of junk food like eating like fried chicken or these like TV dinners or like the freezy snacks or like ice cream or this kind of like cookies, right? All this kind of stuff. Fried foods, right? And these nasty, disgusting oils, right? So the mixture of environmental polluting factors that you breathe in and you drink and you're surrounded by, and also is even passed on from your mother as well in the conception process. Like when you're born, your mom's body is also full of toxic chemicals and metals and mercury and pesticide runoffs and radiation. That's in her body. And you're the baby in her womb. And you guys share liquids and fluids, and you get some of that metals. It could be mercury, lead, arsenic, copper, nickel, cadmium, these kinds of things. They will bioaccumulate in your systems, but then you have babies being born like me, for example, and I'm 1 years old, and I already have eczema all over my body, chronic rashes at 1 years old. And then the doctors have no explanation at all for what it is or what's causing it. Not even close. They don't know. They say, well, we don't actually know. It could potentially just be a genetic thing, like your genes are just broken. You were born broken, and your body's fundamentally not working. Your cells are just producing too much filaggrin, and that's causing you rashes and stuff. Yeah, so here's this topical cream that will bill your insurance company $100 for a little tube of this steroid cream that you're going to have to refill every few months for the rest of your life because we don't know how to solve the problem internally. So we'll just give you a topical solution, and we'll just keep coming back for the next. How long are you going to live? 80 years? Yeah, just keep coming back for 80 years. We'll just keep billing your insurance $100 for this tube, right? This little tube of medicine, and just keep coming back. And I'm sorry, we don't know what's causing your problem. I'm not even gonna ask you what you ate because you can have pasta every day, or like you know cheese, fried cheese. You can eat whatever you want, and I don't care. Just keep coming and getting the cream for me. All right. So it's this level of corruption on a massive scale, huge scale, with all kinds of illnesses, not just eczema, but even with thyroid problems. People are taking thyroid medications, even depression, even ADHD can be caused by metal deposits in the brain. There's literally mercury and lead and ADHD is specific metals in the brain that there's like um pockets, they're called reserves or whatever they're called. There's chunks of metal that are like in your brain that are pushing against your brain, and they prevent your brain from working properly. It can cause autism. It can cause ADHD. It can cause OCD. It can cause depression. It can cause Alzheimer's and dementia. It can cause anxiety, or a whole host of these problems. Okay. And then you go to the doctor, they say, "Oh, I don't know why you have ADHD. Here, take this pill. You're just an ADHD kid, I guess. Here's some medicine." Right? Which is also toxic as well. The pharmaceutical, whatever, what the hell's in that pill? It's a man-made chemical in a lab. Do you think whoever made that pill is intelligent enough to understand the complex design of the human body that God, or the universe designed? Do you think that the scientist in the lab is actually smart enough to create a substance that's going to work harmoniously with like your body's intelligent systems? No, they can't. They're not. Science is not smart enough to do that. It's too materialistic and reductionistic. And then people scoff at the idea of like fruit can be medicine, or herbs can be medicinal, or vegetables can heal you. They scoff at that. They say that sounds, too airy fairy, not realizing that the same source that designed your freaking body also designed these fruits like lemons and cherries and grapes and peaches. These things will literally heal you. The water that's in these foods, the water content in a peach, for example, when you bite into a nice juicy peach and it's like, it's like there's all that water. That water is mixed with these healthy sugars that are mixed with vitamins and minerals and lectins and enzymes and phytochemicals. These get uptaken in your body in such an intelligent way that God, or if you're not religious, you can call it the universe or the source of intelligence, whatever you want to call it, designed reality so that these freaking amazing foods grow off the trees. They grow off the trees, guys. Like there's a cherry tree, across, I live in a very Italian area. There's a lot of gardens and stuff. Like there's cherry trees over my fence. I just reach over, I pick them, and just have these cherries. They're good for you. The medicine grows off the trees. Okay. And guess what? No one profits off of it. When I plant a cherry tree in my backyard, no one's making money off of that. So you need to understand there is a huge incentive for you to not know how to be healthy, and how to not be chronically ill, because there's huge incentive for all kinds of medicine of all kinds that is literally preying on you being sick. Because the truth is you can be healthy for free, or not for free. All you have to buy is fruits and vegetables, and eat them in a certain way, which we're going to talk about. Okay. So are you guys understanding? Do you have any questions, or